Breaking news, the PGA Tour and LIV Golf are merging. Not quite sure how this works, Gator, because they are so fundamentally different.
Yeah.
But we're talking about 54-hole tournaments in LIV, shotgun starts, not nearly as many events, but LIV players are banned from being PGA members. They can play in the majors still. I still think there's going to be imagine if you're a PGA player and you took a stance and I'm not taking that money. And now the guys that took the money are getting the same thing you got. Like, do you think Rory's stoked? Phil got $200 million. DJ and Bryson, $125 million. Koepka, $100 million.
Right. These guys left the tour,
took the payday, which, you have the right to do whatever you want. It's your career. But if you're a PGA player that said, no, I'm not taking that money, now do you feel like you've been suckered?
I would think there's going to be some animosity if that's the case.
Towards the PGA Tour. Like, hey, we were loyal to you.
Yeah.
And I turned down that money, and now you're inviting them back?
I wonder if, of course, there's got to be a million contingencies, right, with this because it's a merger and wondering what happens here. I can't believe that LIV is going to honor those contracts to the LIV Tour players. It's like the Dustin Johnsons,
right,
the Brooks Koepkas, the guys that signed those 9-figure deals. I can't think that those are going to be honored contracts, but if they are, then yeah, you got to be looking back, and Rory was the champion of the PGA Tour. Not literally the champion, but he championed the cause. And if this is what it is, and you look back and like, so what's the deal, man? I defended this throughout the whole thing, and now we're just going to let people back, and what's in it for the PGA Tour players?
And the deep end of the pool now is the PGA Tour taking blood money. That's the deep end of the pool topic.
Well,
and you've made the point all the time. If you start tracking where money comes from, and anything you do in life, you could drive yourself crazy. And you're right. If you start looking at who benefits from this and that, and the next thing you know, you're not eating Chick-fil-A. And so as a small example,
yes,
of stands that people have taken. But, man, this is wild. I did not see this coming, man. Maybe the golf world did. Maybe the golf people did.
I'm trying to figure what this is. I'm trying to come up with an equivalency to what this is like. But it's tough because there is like animosity between the two groups. And I know that you're not going to like this comparison because you probably won't understand it as well, and also because you don't like it. But in the world of professional wrestling, right now there are two major groups. You've got the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, and you've got All Elite Wrestling, AEW. And this would be, I guess, kind of like if those two merged and allowed for wrestlers to compete in the other's promotion, not on a full-time basis, but just every once in a while coming over. And they kind of do that now with WWE and AEW, but AEW does that with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They bring like some Japanese wrestlers in that compete in a few events a year, and then they'll send some of their wrestlers over to New Japan to compete in a few events, and it kind of works, and they call it the Forbidden Door. But this is on a bigger scale. This would be like WWE and AEW doing it with each other, but this is golf. What would it be like in?
I don't know.
I don't even know. There's like the best European basketball players play in the NBA.
That's what I was saying. So these guys already played together. Yeah. It's not like you're getting new golfers. You're getting the golfers that were already part of the tour. Brooks Koepka. I know who that guy is.
Back.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting the same guys back. So is this? I don't understand this or what's going to happen. Did LIV just buy the PGA?
Or did LIV just give up?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, right.
And it's an individual sport, so it's also tough. Like, is this like the KHL having their players come and play in the NHL?
But I know we're trying to find examples and comps, but these guys, they literally already played together. This was the PGA.
And they left to go to another league.
Yeah, and now they're coming back to do the same league.
Okay, we have a comment here from PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan, which could help provide some insight on what this means. This transformational partnership recognizes the immeasurable strength of the PGA Tour's history, legacy, and pro-competitive model and combines it with the DP World Tour, which is the European Tour, and LIV, including the team golf concept, to create an organization that will benefit golf's players, commercial and charitable partners, and fans. Going forward, fans can be confident that we will collectively deliver on the promise we've always made to promote competition of the best professional golf, and we're committed to securing and driving the game's future. The team golf concept is coming to the PGA Tour. Is that what this means?
I guess.
Because let me tell you something about the whole team concept. If it doesn't say Detroit in front of it or Michigan in front of it, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to get fired up about a group of 4 millionaires playing golf together? I can't get on board with it. I don't.
No,
and that's not to say, like the one guy called last week made the comment that he roots for the Aces,
right?
Because they got a cool logo. But I can't bring myself to care about 4 unaffiliated golfers.
It has like a rock and jock feel to it, right?
Yes.
Coached by Flava Flav,
Yeah.
and I'm on Flav's team. This is great. And we're taking, it doesn't really mean anything.
But I guess, in racing, people have favorite racers, and they don't, it's not, Matt Kenseth drawing for the Detroit,
Yeah, but
Detroit Pistons race team.
I guess the diehard fans will know which races are with which teams, I guess. But the casual
Which
fan,
golfers?
but the casual. Well, I'm talking about with auto racing and trying to.
I see.
Put
I
in
got
relation
you.
to this.
I root for a Penske driver.
Yeah,
root for.
I don't.
Yeah, okay.
As a casual racing fan, I don't
it
give a
doesn't
rip
matter.
about
Yeah,
the
I don't.
affiliation. The only thing I find interesting is that when you do, as a casual fan, when you do tune into a racing event, and as it's going on, you're getting educated, and the announcers let you know, hey, they got these 3 guys are racing for Ford, and you watch how they protect each other. And that's okay. You can see what they're doing. Well, this guy wrecked that guy. Well, it kept the competition out of the way or whatever it was, and it's, golf is an individual sport. You want the team aspect of it. That's what we have Ryder Cup for. That's what the President's Cup is for. And those are awesome events. Does this mean there are going to be more events like that? I'm all for that. I love that part of it. But what I don't want is like the Rocket Mortgage Classic being divided up now, and now you've got 10 teams. 10 teams of 4 golfers in the Rocket Mortgage Classic, where it's just, hey, your best scorer is added together, and boom, you come up with winners. That, to me, that's not team competition. That's convoluted. Actually having a team-oriented event like the Ryder Cup,
where it's U.S.
that's
versus
cool. Yeah, or if you have to, and if they want to do that and have, there's a handful of tournaments each year that end up taking that kind of feel to it, but it's like team oriented with, hey, here's Team Rory and here's Team Ricky Fowler, Team Dustin Johnson. And you got like 5 players and 8 players in each team, whatever it is. That could be entertaining.
I almost feel like you'd have to have a draft, and I mean it. Like the pros draft other pros and put their teams together. That could be.
You want to turn golf into a bigger event. That's how you do it. You follow the NFL model, right, and take advantage of it. Which maybe we're all getting ahead of ourselves here. But.
I think a little bit, but either way, if we feel like there's going to be some changes to the PGA because if they're going to merge with LIV, LIV's won this battle. It's such a power move by LIV. To me, I can't go back. I think LIV just bought the PGA. They honestly just said, hey, we have so much money. PGA just ended up folding and said, you know what? We're merging with LIV, and we're going to take some of their rules or whatever. We don't know what's going to happen exactly, but
I think the thing that intrigued golfers to LIV outside of the money, obviously, were some other parts of it. Playing 54 holes instead of playing 72 because it doesn't take you get an extra day. Having the shotgun start, so it all starts, and only having a certain number of golfers on the course, so that it's not going to take all freaking day to play. It literally takes 5 hours to get the round done, and that's kind of cool. Because there were less tournaments, you had more time to be at home with the family and all this. So there were a bunch of aspects of LIV Golf that I think intrigued all golfers. But it was the money part that was the main reason why they jumped. It wouldn't surprise me if the LIV Tour was losing money hand over fist because the Saudis just didn't care. They had money to burn, and they literally burned it.
All right, 248-539-9797. This is wild. Spot Track, which does a lot of contracts. Did the Saudis just buy golf, like the whole sport?
That's what I feel like. I'm telling you, like
I feel the other way. I feel like it's PGA took advantage of
why didn't
LIV.
PGA just change the rules a little bit then? Why did they need LIV?
They want their golfers.
They want their golfers back.
I just think that LIV power moved them.
I hope you're wrong.
Is there
'cause
still
I'd like
are there
to see
still live
LIV
events? I don't even know.
Evaporated.
Is LIV done? I don't know.
To me, it's like when you talk about these other sports are trying to merge or whatever. We've seen Rory versus Brooks before. This isn't new. You know, like them coming back together. Like I've never seen it'd be like Webb and Yama never playing in the NBA, and we're like, oh my god, we get to see him versus Giannis. No, we've seen the.
We're just getting back. We're
just getting it back.
We're getting our golf back. 248-539-9797.
Is this the USFL folding back in the day when they actually had good players, when they stole players from the draft?
Is it the USFL fold? Well, I don't know. If LIV,
that was only what?
If there's no remnants
years?
of LIV, if basically when this is all said and done, we just get the golfers back, and all those LIV events are gone. There's no other. Then yes, but if there's some sort of legitimate merger where I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If we start seeing if Rory McIlroy plays in a LIV event, if there's still LIV events, then I guess you'll.
Then that feels a little bit more like LIV bought golf.
Yeah.
I will tell you that there's so many questions. I'm not sure anybody knows what this means yet.
I'm disappointed that this breaks today instead of yesterday, because yesterday with Mike Tirico out at the event, it would have been interesting to have Tirico's take on it.
Mike, give us a call.